Hey, my friends, Jeff Yalden here. I was in a school community last week working with the school community, teens, teachers, staff, and parents, after the suicide of 2 students and the loss of 2 teens in a car accident a couple years ago. You can imagine the toll that this has taken on this particular community in the past year to 2 years. In January of 2018, a young man, 11th grade, made a forever decision. Nobody saw the signs. Nobody saw this coming. Nothing left behind. No notes, no clues, nothing. Everyone left devastated. No answers to the many questions. This was a young man, a son, a student, a friend, a classmate. He's a young man with a dream, but ultimately a life taken too soon by a decision that could and should have been avoided. My friends, there's help. It's going to be okay. I just wish more young people and families would reach out for help and know that it's okay to ask for help. As the community started to heal and they all started to move forward, then there was another devastating blow that shook the community to the core. This time it was a young lady, an 11th grader as well. And now this particular class, they're seniors. During my visit, got to talk quite a bit about this. And by all accounts, everyone I talked to about these 2 young students had nothing but great things to say. They were respectful. They spoke about them with joy and great pride, and they were good kids and a pleasure to be around. Totally unexpected, with one exception. And my friends are keeping this private. I'll just say her name is Emily. For a couple weeks, Emily wasn't herself, and it was noticed by friends, by teachers, and even our band director. Every day they was concerned over these couple weeks, and they all followed proper protocol. They intervened, they did what they needed to do, they spoke to her. Friends told teachers, and teachers told the counselor, and friends told the counselor, and teachers talked to one another. Administration knew she was on the school's radar. The trusted adults, everybody did what they needed to do, and they reached out. But Emily, she wouldn't talk. Everything was okay. Emily was also in therapy. This was well known. And the therapist didn't suspect anything was that severe. Nothing really to worry about. The school, counselor, teachers, band director, they even said they reached out to her parents. Emily was kind of an only child, adopted at 3 years old, to an older couple now in their 70s. I met Dad, a loving and compassionate man, as I got to spend nearly 4 hours with him. He came to my talk that evening. The talk started at 6. He showed up at 5:20. He showed up at early. First one to arrive, last one to leave. He closed the building with me when we walked out at 9:30. My day started at 7. As you can imagine, this brought up a lot of emotions, and he was really hurt. Still really hurt, of course. So many questions he had. Unfortunately, all I could really say was, I'm sorry. However, he said one thing to me that is the point of my message here. He said, you know, nobody said anything to me that she was struggling. He had known that weeks prior there was talk and concern about his daughter, but he was baffled that nobody came to him. Did they? Or did they not? I spent the day and spoke to all who intervened with Emily. I had no concern that they all did the right thing, and it was mentioned a few times that they had called home. It was even mentioned that they even spoke with her therapist. Her therapist knew. I said to her dad, I said, sir, in being as sensitive as I can, I want to ask you a question. Could it be possible that they did reach out to you, but maybe, just maybe, keep an open mind, sir, you weren't entirely present in the conversation, hearing what they had to say? I was impressed with his answer. He wasn't defensive. He wasn't offended that I'd ask such a question. He was very open to that possibility, and he said, maybe that could be true. Yeah. Here's the deal, my friends. I think too many parents are against mental health and think that all family issues are to be addressed in the home. I don't know, is this the stigma, or could this possibly be more ego? I think today's youth are being bombarded with a lot, more than we as parents had to deal with when we were growing up and raising our children 10 years ago even. And I'll tell you, in the coming years, you're going to see more labels assigned to mental illness. I think mental illness today is more broad than we know or accept it to be, and it's changing. It's changing before our eyes. But my point here is simply this. Parents, we can't do this alone. Remember when it used to take a village to raise a child? Yeah. It's okay for your child to talk to someone. It's okay as parents that we're getting outside help, helping us as a family. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So maybe the family received the phone call but wasn't sure of how to respond. Listen, I don't want to talk down about the family. This is very common. Situations happen, phone calls come. Maybe we're not really listening like we should be. What to do? Maybe we don't know. Maybe the cries for help and the people reaching out, maybe they were ignored because of fear or I don't know what to do, or maybe the calls weren't taken seriously because we never think that this would happen to our family, or we never think that this is going to happen in our community. My friends, as I end this, I want to share with you this. I want to share with you what Dad said to me. He said to me that in January, he attended the services of the young boy who had taken his life. And he went because he wanted to support the family, give his condolences, and show his support. Yeah, little did he know that his daughter was going to take her life a couple months later. My friends, this conversation I've had several times. It's sad, my friends. Parents, please take all signs seriously and make every effort that if you see, feel, or even think that red flags are there, please make every effort to get your child the professional help that they need. And if you don't know what to do, I understand. Call the school counselors, call 911, call your family doctor, call the Suicide Lifeline. But I ask you, take all signs seriously and do what is right for your child. Thanks for listening.